Hello everyone, this is Shubham Garg from Maples Academy. Today we will start our new chapter of economics, that is people and as resource. So first of all we will discuss about what are the topics we will discuss in this chapter. So if we consider about the topic, so we have the first of all introduction, the factors of production. As we know, in the factor of production, the human capital is also one of the important factor of production, and it is the most useful one because without human capital we can't use the other factors of production. So in human capital, as the growing population, as you know, nowadays in when we discuss about the growing population, we consider it as a liability. Liability means burden. When we discuss about the growing population, we called a growing population as a liability for the country because we have to fulfill their basic needs. So government has to spend more for the growing population. So how can we convert the population as an asset for the economy rather than a liability? So in this chapter, we will learn about to convert the human population from liability to an assets. Population becomes human capital when there is investment made in the form of education, training and medical care. So basically, we can convert the human population from liability to assets by investing in three departments, that is education, training and medical care. Then it will called human as a resource. Investment in human capital is a return. It will give us return like investment in physical capital. As we invest in physical capital, same in similar way we can also invest in human capital as well. So after investment made in human capital via education, training and medical care, it will give a developed human resource. Higher income, it will provide us higher income, advantage to society, superior to other resources. Investment made in physical capital is less considered in comparison to investment made in human capital, because in physical capital, when we invest in physical capital we need human capital as well, but if we invest in human capital, so we don't need, after that we don't need any other resources. Next is about population when assets and liability, the difference, green revolution and IT revolution. There are two stories about the Sakal and Villas in which we study about the two conditions of two other two different criteria as two rural boys, how they spend their life and become successful. One of them, that is Sakal, who lived in a village, complete his graduations, and after that he completed his IT course and become got a job in a company as a software engineer, and he became developed. On the other side, we have the story of Vilas. Vilas, whose father was a fisherman, but in his childhood age his father got dead, so he did same job, so he didn't become successful in his life. So these are the two stories and two situations of our society. Investment in human resource via education and medical care can give high rates of return in future, as we know very well. Like the countries are Japan. Why the countries are Japan more developed than India? Because they invested in their healthcare and education more in comparison to India. At the time of independence of India, Japan was more poor country than India, but now Japan is many more developed in comparison to India. The reason is the basically the investment on in human resources. The Japan made huge investment in human resource. Next is economic activity. So, economic activity, what do you mean by economic activity? Economic activities are those which earn livelihood, okay, through which we can earn our livelihood. All those activities are economic activities. Economic activities are of three types, that is primary, secondary, and tertiary. Basically, the primary activity is that one in which the basic uh, resources, natural resources, in which we use natural resources as a raw material, basically. And after that, the secondary activities are those activities that carried out for the manufacturing purposes, from using the raw material that comes from the primary activity, and we create finished goods, and all the services are come under tertiary activities. Next, two types of activities, that is market activities and non-market activities. The activities that plays in a market for earning the livelihood, that is called market activities, and the other activities that we consider non-market as that are not for the business purpose, that is other than business purpose, are called non-market activities. Next, division of labor between men and women. Okay, so from our past, we consider the work eligible for men and women. Now times it is negligible, but rather than it is applied today also. Women generally look after the domestic chores and men work in the fields, related with the story of सकल and विलास. जैसे कि हम सकल और विलास की स्टोरी से कंसिडर कर सकते हैं, in which the earning depends on the man of the family, and all the household works remain in the hands of women. So education and skill are the major determinants of earning of the individual in the market, man versus woman. Okay, having the same work, women earn less in comparison to men. Quality of population. Now the next topic is about the quality of population. How can we improve the quality of our population? It is the two methods we have only to improve the quality of the population, is to invest in the education and healthcare. If we have a literate population, then it will be very useful for our country. The quality of population depends upon the literacy rate and health of a person. The quality of population ultimately decides the growth rate of the country. So the quality, when we have the good quality of population, then it will be beneficial for the country. Okay, so importance of education is improving the quality of population. So obviously when we have the literate population, it will be more beneficial for our country in comparison to illiterate population. Next, what is the importance? So if we consider the importance of the education, there is a special emphasis on providing the education to the population. These are the importance, that is providing universal access, retention and quality in elementary education with a special emphasis on girls. तो ये हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छा होगा if we provide education to the girls also. Okay, elementary, minimum elementary. So government starts many schools like Navodaya Vidyalaya in each district. Vocational streams also has been provided by our government, developed to equip a large number of high school students with occupations related to knowledge and skills. So vocational streams is also provided for which we can set up our small businesses to provide the employment opportunities as well. Increase in expenditure from rupees 151 crore in the first plan to 99,300 crores in the 1951-52. Okay, so government also increased the investment in the education sector as well. The expenditure on education as a percentage of GDP rose from 0.64% in 1951-52 to 3.1% in 2019 and 20. So what we got after investment in education, we got literacy rate that is increased from 18% in 1951 that was too low at that time. So it is increased in 2018 to 85%. Next, the primary school system has expanded to over 8.58 lakhs. Okay, so next challenges. What challenges we have faced in the education sector? Vast difference in literacy is notified across different sections of the population. So literacy rate are very different from in different sections of our society. Like upper sections got more literacy rate in comparison to lower section of our society. Means poor people have no access of education. So it is a big challenge for our government to provide education to our poor section also. Huge expansion of schools has been diluted by the poor quality of schooling and high dropout rates. Many in many areas schools has been set up, but no teacher has been appointed there. Either the teachers has been appointed, but they are not teaching the students in good conditions, or the schools are not operated in the good conditions. And in many areas the students has been registered, but after that in mid of the session they drop out from the schools as well. Okay, so these are the challenges from so for these challenges our government also took many steps, that is steps towards providing elementary education to all the children in the age group of 16 to 14 years by 2010. Okay, so government operate a program through which they they challenge to provide 6 to 14 years of age. Every children got the elementary education by 2010. Initiative has been taken by the central government in partnership with the states, local government and the community for achieving the goal of universalization of elementary education. So that also the steps taken by our government to provide each and every child the elementary education to our country, to every child of our country. Bridge courses like back to school camps have been initiated to increase the enrollment in elementary education. Whenever any child not interested in joining the school, so many programs has been organized by our government to provide to create the interest in the students to go to school. Otherwise, in many areas like in rural areas, the parents are not able to send their children to the school, so they convince them to send their children to school. Next is quality, next quality of population, that is health. How we improve our health, need of good health. Obviously the good population becomes, the population will become good only if they have good health. If there is health is not good, then the quality will not be good. As you know very well, health is an indispensable basis for realizing one's well-being. Henceforth, improvement in the health status of the population has been the priority of our country. Yes, obviously, not for our country, our family as well. Our health should be good. Okay, so what has been done to achieve this? So हमारी गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया इसको अचीव करने के लिए? So next slide is providing the knowledge about what has been done by our government to provide health to our country, a good health, improving the accessibility of healthcare, family welfare and nutritional services with a special focus on the underprivileged section, means to the poor community. Providing the good health to the poor community is the first step of our government, and it is the main focus. As you can see, there is the different section of our society, and providing the, in each year it is the criteria is increasing every year. Okay, so next is about the outcomes and challenges that has been faced in the sector of health. Outcomes: increase the life expectancy. Actually we measure the healthcare facilities in our country by the life expectancy rate. So our life expectancy increased from to 69.4 years in 2016. Means at the time of birth we expect our life would become minimum up to 70 years of age. Infant mortality rate, it means the death of the child per thousand death of the child before completing 1 year has come down, which is come down from 147 to 36 in 2020. Crude birth rates have dropped from 20 and death rates also become low, that is from to 6.2 within the same duration of time. Increase in the life expectancy and improvement in child care. Increase in longevity of life means we are expanding our life more of life as an indicator of good quality of life marked by self-confidence. Protection of children from infection, ensuring nutrition of both or the mother, the child, and the child care. Means every time we are providing the vaccine to the student, to the children, so that they can beat the disease. Okay. Now the challenges what we are facing, there are many places in India which do not have even basic facilities. In rural areas, many areas that doesn't have any government hospitals there. So the expenses, the charges in private hospital are much more, where poor people can't afford them. So there is a need for government hospitals. Only 542 medical colleges in the countries has been set up till now, and out of these 313 are dental colleges. Just four states like Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu have the maximum number of colleges. Means there is a basic concentration of medical colleges in some of the states. In place of that, it has been distributed among the country very well. Next topic is about the unemployment. Till that, if we provide our population, education, and healthcare also, now the time is providing employment. How can we provide the employment to a huge population? As you know, India is a vast country having a big population. So let us start the Sakal family. As we know, the Sakal got graduation and also completed IT software course. So he got the job in IT company. But what about the others? It is only a story of a single person. But we have the huge population. Every year, lakhs of people completed their courses of IT sector, becomes engineer. So our government, how could be able to provide them the employment? Who is said to be unemployed? What is unemployment? First question is, who is unemployed? Unemployment is said to be exist when people who are willing to work, when who are willing to work and at the available wages but cannot find jobs, but he can't find job, then it will called unemployed. The nature of unemployment differ in rural and urban areas. In rural areas we have two types of unemployment, that is seasonal unemployment and disguised unemployment. In seasonal unemployment, what type of seasonal unemployment? It is basically in rural agricultural field, when in for some of the months of the year got the unemployment, but in case when there is no agricultural season, then it is they become unemployed. Disguised unemployment, it is also called hidden unemployment. Hidden unemployment means, let's suppose we have a field of 2 hectares, and in that field only 5 members are capable to yield the crop. But a family has 8 members and all the members are employed in that field. So in that case, the 3 extra members are hidden unemployed, means disguised unemployment. And in the urban area, we have educated unemployment. Educated means we have many more educated people, but they are unemployed. Next is about problems of unemployment. Unemployment, what leads many problems, that is unemployment leads to wastage of manpower resources. Unemployment is a case of loss of manpower. Assets for the economy turn into a liability, as you know very well. It implies a great social waste. Unemployment tends to increase economic overload, and it is obviously unemployment become a overload on our economy. The quality of life of an individual as well as the society is adversely affected. Okay, the image of the country also adversely affected, because it will also increase the robbery and many other illegal works. Decline in its health status and rising withdrawal from the school system. Health status also decline because when the people don't have any value, any money to the treatment, then the health status also low. In the case of, as you know, in the case of villas, rising withdrawal from the school system, increase in the unemployment as an indicator of depressed economy. It will also lead to the depressed economy as well. Next, case in India. What about the case in India? It is all about the overall cases. Now we will consider the case of India as well. People appear to work throughout the year, but in terms of their potential and income, it is not adequate for them. Means India leads disguised unemployment. Means they are seems to be employed, but in actual they are unemployed. Disguised unemployment in the agricultural sector, it is the big problem for India. Employment scenario in three sections of economy shift to primary, to secondary and tertiary. Earlier, 50 years ago, the main concentration of employment was primary sector. After that, our population shift to secondary sector. Now, these are in the tertiary sector. Overall story about this chapter is that a story showing for how people could become an asset for the economy. In this, we study about how can we convert our population from liability to assets. Village family, we have two cases of village family, that is the story of Sakal and Vilas. Self-reliant, provided education to their children is the most important factor. Knowledge was used to improve the farming methods. We can also improve the farming when we have education. More incomes, more opportunities and more employment. If we have more income, then we have more opportunities and more employment. Economic development brought social development, and also we come to know about that economic development also brought social development. Education to girls, they become self-reliant. If we provide education to the girls, then they will become self-reliant. So this is the chapter overall, and hope you learned very well. Thanks. Thank you so much.